Hi there, Sandy Freshie, back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I want to explore with you what it really takes to build and grow your self-confidence, your sense of self-assuredness. And if you are just tuning into this video and you haven't seen my last video where we explored definitions of self-confidence, go back and take a look at that. Today, what I want to start with is to let you know that somewhere along the line of your human design journey, you are going to come head to head with your self-confidence issues. Now, in the beginning, it's usually an alignment issue. You haven't really known that you have this, whatever the strategy is for your energy type, right? And you didn't know, or you weren't perhaps confident about the way that you're designed to make decisions, how you can tune into yourself and trust that you're making the correct decisions. So once you get all of that worked out, you figure that life is going to move forward, and it does. It gets a lot easier. It gets a lot. It flows a lot better. You're on that fundamental level, more comfortable in your skin and more grounded in seeing things and relaxing, seeing things clearly, and relaxing into the flow of your life. But what I've seen with a lot of the people that I work with, people who are massively talented, and you may be one of those people who has all kinds of trainings and certifications and degrees and experience and all kinds of talents that you really truly want to get out. Or maybe you have all this love in your heart that you want to share with another human being. And then you come to someone like me, or I can only speak for the ones who come to me. Then you come to me, and because you haven't yet experienced that fulfillment or the promise of the fulfillment that following your strategy and authority is supposedly going to bring you, right? And this is the place. It usually happens somewhere 2-3 years into your journey, where you've really kind of worked out the whole strategy and authority thing. You're really comfortable with it and you're flowing with it, and it's still not, you feel like it's still not there for you, like there's something else for you that you need to experience in order to have the fulfilling, successful, aligned, peak experiences of yourself, right? And that's where I see in the deconditioning process, where the alignment, that those first steps, those first few years is about alignment, starts to shift into evolving into this higher experience of your design. So you're aligned with your design, and now it's time to shift into this higher experience. And this is where, when you get to this point where you're starting to shift and elevate into this higher experience of yourself, this is where you're really going to see what your self-confidence issues are, where you're gonna see, or your self-confidence issues are gonna show themselves to you, because you have to work through them, either by going more deeply into understanding yourself and accepting certain aspects about yourself, working more deeply on releasing past conditioning and being more aware and awake in the moment of the conditioning fields that you're in, or you have to do that deeper level of healing around your past conditioning, healing around your belief systems, all of that other deep stuff that aids in that cellular turnover to really elevate you to the next level. So what I want to show you today what I want to share with you today are some of the things that I've identified by looking at the human design chart that are key to you taking that elevation route in your self-confidence and taking your alignment of being who you are and raising yourself up into the higher experience of yourself. So here's what I want to show you. This is my hierarchy, Sandy's hierarchy of self-confidence. So if you've ever seen Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? It's kind of like that, but it really comes from having looked at the human design blueprint and understanding what some of the energies, how some of the key energy centers play into your sense of self-confidence. So on the bottom, the foundation is about feeling safe. And a lot of times this is something, you know, if you're new to human design and you've had that tower moment where your old life has fallen apart, these safety issues come up, you know, and then as you go and you shift and you change and you begin to elevate your experience of yourself, they come up again. Because what is a real key part of grounding yourself so that you can experience a high level of self-confidence is being able to feel safe in the midst of change. And what inspired me to this understanding was really looking at the spleen and the solar plexus. So it's the the midst of change. Change is the moving parts of emotion. You know, whether you have your own defined emotional wave or whether you're amplifying multiple emotional waves, it's always emotions coming through you or around you are always shifting and changing. And it can create a feeling or a fear around not being safe. The same with the spleen, right? The spleen is, the moving parts of instinct. And instinct moves in a whole different way. You know, it changes on a dime. It's wired into your well-being. It's, concerned with survival. And all of those things make it so, instinct is about being light on your feet and being able to move and change in the moment so that you can survive. So if somewhere along the line, and I'm not talking about necessarily the mechanics of your individual chart, which is something that you will want to look at. I'm really talking right now about what the human design blueprint can show us about the human condition. So if somewhere along the line you have developed patterns, either in your openness of those centers or just in general, because it's a whole body system, right? Patterns where you are, where fear comes up when something is changing or shifting, and I'm being very general about this, then those patterns are creating some sort of distortion in your ability to be self-confident. So, that's pretty much all of us on some level, unless you were raised in a perfect household and you have really truly reached this place where you can flow with, the emotions that you experience, or you flow and with the instincts that are that you're experiencing, or the survival fears that are around you and that you perhaps experience. When you've gotten to that point where you're truly aware and awake and you are still self-assured and feel that you are okay no matter what is shifting and changing around you, then you have this foundation for feeling safe. And I invite those of you who are in the tower moment or getting ready to emerge with all of your gifts, and you want, and you just can't quite get there, especially those of you who have been on your journey for a while, and you've got this strategy and authority thing down, you've got the opportunities coming, you've got the invitations coming, or maybe you're waiting for invitations, but you're there and you're comfortable in the wait, you're trusting the wait. But you don't feel safe or you're holding yourself back because of these primal survival fears, or these fears that come up with the shifting and changing of emotions, then this is a place where your foundation is a little shaky for your self-confidence. Now, the next part of the hierarchy, of my hierarchy of self-confidence, can be seen through the G center, and especially the will and the heart center. And that's about self-love and self-worth. So if you waver in your self-love, your self-worth, if you don't have the supportive community around you to help stabilize your sense of self-worth, or if you have somehow had the self-worth beaten out of you or punished out of you, or the self-love punished out of you, or you've been conditioned in a way where it's not okay to love yourself, or you maybe don't even have any idea of what that means. When I grew up, I never had that example from my mother or the women in my house. I didn't know what it meant, and I've had to educate myself and develop new habits around self-care, self-love, treating myself with high regard. And it's an ongoing journey for me, and it may be for you as well. And this is one of those things where if you are still allowing your old patterns around self-love and self-worth to call the shots in your life, or to hold you back when you're truly aligned and ready to blossom and burst forth, this is a place where your journey with your human design blueprint, with your understanding of yourself through your design, is going to show you exactly what you need to work on, exactly what you need to address and to stabilize. And within the chart, there are clues about what it really takes for you to cultivate a high level of self-worth and self-esteem. We can also call this self-esteem in here. So that's the next level. Once you feel safe, and you can kind of ride with the changes, and then, the self-worth, self-love, self-esteem piece really starts to come to the forefront. And once you get all of those factors that you need to stabilize that, because some of us are designed to kind of waver in our own self-love, or waver in our sense of lovability, or our sense of self-worth, but there are ways that you can work in community, work with others, work in partnership, dance with the cosmic forces, cosmic energy, the universe that supports your back, all of that to stabilize the flow of that and your experience with that, so that those lower experiences, those wounded experiences, don't affect you as deeply. And once you've gotten that piece in, then the self-confidence piece naturally emerges and grows from that. So that's what I wanted to share with you, is this insight right here about the hierarchy of self-confidence. And I'm sure that it will grow and develop as you give me your input, and I invite you to do that in the comments. Some of the things that you may want to ponder are, where do you not feel safe? Where are you still struggling with a sense of safety when you're faced with a change? Where are you still kind of throwing yourself under the bus, for lack of a better term? You know, where are you underestimating your value? And when does that show up for you? So those things, these are things that I really want you to ponder, because when we do our live stream on November 2nd, we're going to do our YouTube meet and greet live stream. We are going to be talking about self-confidence and human design. And I really want you to kind of feel around in where you are in the hierarchy. And it's not a linear thing, you know, or to use these, just use this concept and this framework to contemplate, to reflect upon your experiences around safety and self-love, self-worth, self-esteem, and how that affects your ability to really come forth if you're aligned and you're moving into those higher aspects of your alignment, or to your ability to align with the aspects of you that are embedded or a natural part of your design. Because what we're going to do on our live stream is a little bit of the healing part. I really want to have a chat with you, want to know where you are. I know that this is a big deal because I've worked with a lot of you on this, and I know from working on myself that it's a big deal. And you have, if you're watching me, you know you have things to contribute to the world. You know that you want to make a contribution, a bigger contribution from the truth of yourself. You want to radiate that out your pores, and you want to shine light, and you want to have the impact that your soul knows that it came to make. And you can't do that fully without really working on your self-confidence issues, really knowing really understanding where they are, and doing that healing work when you get to that point, or even before you get to that point where you're ready to grow and elevate, doing that inner work, that inner healing to release that stuff from your DNA. And that's what we're talking about with your blueprint, with your human design blueprint. We're talking about those behavioral, genetic imprints that are affecting you on that subcellular level. Those things that you inherited from your ancestors, from your fractal line, if you want to get metaphysical and all human design, metaphysical about human design, whatever about it. You know, those things that are embedded within you that really need to elevate. So that's something that we're going to explore when we meet on Sunday the 2nd, or Saturday the 2nd. I encourage you to sign up for that, because I will be doing a drawing at the end for some sort of a prize that will assist you and support you in your human design journey. And in the meantime, please just take some time to reflect on, you know, this hierarchy and where you are with that, and what's coming up for you in terms of your own self-confidence. And I look forward to that time when we can share, and where we can interact and uplift one another. And, you know, as always, it is, you know, great honor to be of service in that way to you. So I'm so excited about this next live stream, and I hope you are too, and I hope that you decide to join us. And I'm going to cut it off here because we're coming on 20 minutes. If you like this video, like it. If you are not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are informed and notified of when new videos are uploaded. And please be sure to, if you want to attend on Saturday or if you want to be part of it, you don't even have to be there to win a prize. So that's awesome too. You know, just sign up for it. Put you on my in my inner loop where you get my newsletter and all that stuff. And if that doesn't resonate with you, you're also free to unsubscribe. But don't do it until after the live stream, so, because I need to have your name to have a chance to draw it. All right, so until the next time, be extremely well, and may your heart be filled with love, and your lower chakras be filled with the feeling of self-assuredness and safety, and may you treat yourself impeccably well.